Oh, blessings. So today I'm talking about Thurisaz, and specifically that aspect of building willpower. One of the things that Thurisaz has triggered in my life to become aware of. So, being that it's brought in front of my attention, I'm going to give it a lot of my awareness and my attention, and I'm going to seek to cultivate, because willpower is something I definitely want. And it is, while I was talking to one gentleman online, and willpower, traditionally has nothing to do with Thursdays, right? But to me, that's not what this is about. We're talking about the path working side of runes, which is, you touch in with these energies, and of course, the traditional energy is, the older one deals with giants, and then, then we have the thorn, later on, and its shape does hint at that, and then another association is Molnir. So these things, though, I mean, if you think about it, did Thor have fucking willpower? Hell yeah, he did, And and he had focus when it came to a fight. He had focus, and he would chuck his fucking hammer. So to me, that's like one of the things that that Thurisaz has introduced into my life, and the path working side of it is okay. So I'm aware of it. The path working is, now I'm going to cultivate it. Now I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to embody it, right? That's the point of path working with the runes, is that you have these huge triggers in your life because they represent a fucking energy, a huge ass big energy. And so when they touch into your energetic matrix on a conscious level, all of a sudden you start to notice that there's just many, many different things that are triggered, memories and thoughts and desires and all these things. Is that inherent within the rune? No, probably no, it's not. In fact, the rune has its own specific energy, but when it comes in, when it touches in with each individual, then it has different things that arise, And so for me, the justification, not that I feel like I need to, but the justification for being able to work with it from the willpower side of it is just that's my personal experience of it. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. And it doesn't mean that what my experience is like what the rune's all about, because no, I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, there will be people out there, there'll be some of you guys that have similar experiences, and so you can gain, if you gain anything from what I share, it's that you have the power, right? That's what it's all about, right? Taking ownership of our lives, taking responsibility for our choices and stuff, and taking responsibility for what we do from here on out, right? That's the point. Is at this point, I'm aware of it, and being aware of it now, I can no longer deny it. So, what do I want, right? And then I go for it. That's what it's about for me. All right, so I'm gonna take a sip of water first, and then I'm gonna hold a posture for 10 minutes, and I'm just gonna talk through some of it, just because I imagine it'd be pretty boring to watch someone standing for 10 minutes. But the point of sharing this to you is to show you that this is one thing that helps build willpower, right? Which is one of the gifts, one of the practices, one of the awarenesses, perspectives, whatever, of life through having willpower, right? That's the point of it, right? How does it look like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And then I start to embody it, right? That's the point, like gaining, strengthening more willpower. So one of the things that works with that is holding a posture and staying there, right? And then I'll talk about a little bit about, while doing this, how some of the other postures fit in. I'll just talk about a bunch of random stuff. So anyhow, I'm going to set my timer. It's 10 minutes and 10 seconds just to get me ready. This is onlinemeditation.timer.com, which I'll share the link below the video. It's a badass timer because it has a nice bell, of course, at the end. But also you can set how long, how much preparation, and how many gongs in between the whole timer, so it's nice for that. Anyhow, all right, so we're doing Thurisaz. Basically, just once again, here we are, right? All right, so the first thing I do when I get into a posture is I give a moment for adjustment, right? That's just because I want to feel, again, the 9 points of the foot. I want to feel that. I want to look at my body, looking internally and seeing what's going on inside, and kind of adjusting and getting things settled, right? Because the idea is I'm creating this posture, and then the energy of life flows through these bodies in this posture, which has a specific effect. Now, there's many different things you can do. The one that takes the most willpower, in my experience, is this the one where you're just standing in the posture, and you're just fully aware of the pressure of being in the position that you're in. But that's all you do, right? There's nothing else. That's your only focus. So your mind's not being able to distract you. The minutes are not broken up by doing specific meditative practices. You just hold the posture, and that's all there is. So, easier ways to deal with the time frame, of course, is to distract yourself with some other thing, the thoughts, or daydreaming, or whatever it is, right? Part of standing in the Staða is to silence the mind. So you have to bring yourself back to your focus, If you're focusing on the breath, on the sensations of the body, on the way that the energy flows through. Bring yourself back to that focus. Don't get lost in the mind. That's another thing that helps build willpower, is starting to gain control of the mind. We do have it. We're so lost in the habit of allowing the mind to roam aimlessly on its own accord, which, in some such situations can be helpful in bubbling up unconscious issues, because those thoughts will arise on their own accord. Especially when you start looking for it. So just bring the mind back to the focus, whatever it is. And so then now here's the next thing that we can do to work with Rune yoga in general, but also in helping build the willpower, is to give a focal point and to play it out. So one thing you can do with working with these longer held postures is that you can work on each of the Rune's gifts, some of the gifts that they offer us. Just for time's sake, I'm just going to focus on the first day. But so here I am, I'm standing in Thurisaz, right, the Staða, and I start to connect with what one of the things Feyu taught me, which is to open up, to experience the sensations of the body, to really feel it, feel it from my fingers, how they're touching each other, my thumbs, my wrists, my forearms, my elbows, just feel the sensations of the body. And you just work it all the way down. The shoulders, the neck, the head, the back, the chest, the ribs, stomach, and lower back, buttocks and hips, down the thighs and knees and calves and shins and feet and ankles and toes. I just feel it. Feel what it is like to be in this body, in this position. And then I shift my focus to urus, and being rooted and evening out the energy between the 2 feet. Finding that ground, that center. Just feel it. Feel rooted. And with Thurisaz, we come into the experience of these bodies, and we see if there's any areas that feel unbalanced or knotted or locked up. And we bring our focus and our attention to these areas, and when we blast them apart like Monya, we break up these energy blocks. We break up this stagnation, and we calm down the chaos and the intensity, harnessing the energy. And with Ansu, we give breath to the body. We bring our attention to the breath and to the energy as we move it. Using the mind to move it throughout the body and clearing things up and getting things to flow. And move. Moves us into Raido. And we feel the energies of the body and the breath going through the body, and the blood flowing through the body, and the energy of the body. Feel it. We start building the energy, our core. Because it's not only that we're about clearing the pathways and preparing our body, but actually to increase the amount of energy that it can work with without causing destruction, pain, and suffering. That we prepare ourselves for the increase of energy and power within our lives. We are stronger. We do have willpower. We do have control. We have to find that power within ourselves. And of course, we learn how to do it in a balanced way through Gabo. One of the things that I've learned with Gabo is about letting go, about relaxing. There's this tendency to be tight. We're tightening our muscles to hold these postures, but it's about relaxing into them. It's about using the least amount of effort to accomplish our aims. It's about giving and receiving, right? Because the more energy and power and money hoarded, the more corruptive it is. Because life is always flowing, right? That's one thing that Laguz teaches us. So here in this moment, as I'm feeling the pressure and the weight of my arms against gravity, as my body tenses because it's been standing in one position for an unnatural amount of time without sleep. Right? Because in sleep we are still. And when we're distracted by something, we're still. We're not using the body. But here in this moment, I am using this body. I am purposely putting strain on it. Which every second I hold it through this power, this struggle, this fight, I build strength and will. At the same time, I remind myself to relax. To allow the energy to flow, because as I tighten all my muscles to fight against this tension, the energy actually slows down, which creates more weight. More struggle. So relaxing. Which moves me into Rune. Being able to find joy and happiness within life is very important. Even in moments like this where it is not very pleasurable. Definitely not even comfortable. And the mind battles on and rages on. And the eyes just want to open. How much time is there left? But you just hold still. You relax. You enjoy being in this moment. Okay. That's what this is all about. Right? Of course, my timer didn't go off because, I have the microphone plugged in. So anyhow. That's what you do, right? You go through this process. And you'll find, just like me, that it builds willpower. And that willpower, as science has shown us, is that it's not like, well, now you can only use this willpower in this particular circumstance and situation. But no, in fact, willpower starts to show up in all facets of our life. So yeah, anyhow. All right, blessings. Be well.